Hi, welcome to the Daily Dose of Anime Recaps. In this video, we'll be taking a look at episodes 1 to 4 of Spare Me, Great Lord. This is a tale of Lu Shu, an orphan. He's not your typical orphan. Instead, he is a metahuman who is adjusting to the changes taking place in his community, his nation, and the wider globe as the mystical era begins. He sets off on a quest with his cute little sister, Xiaoyu, to power up. They run across difficulties, paranormal occurrences, and even some of their nation's most powerful individuals along the way. How can Lu Shu maximize his potential and defeat his never-ending collection of competitors and enemies? Let's find out. The episode starts and we see a depressed woman walking with the support of a wall. You start feeling really sympathetic for her, knowing not only is she carrying a baby, but it is also nighttime with pouring rain making matters worse. There are men roaming around, so she finds a hiding place and sings a lullaby to her baby to put it to sleep. She states she can't go back home. She's lucky because a nice lady agrees to give her shelter for the night for the sake of the baby. The mother hands her baby over to the nice lady saying she is going to get some medicine. Turns out, her going to get medicine is the same as Dad's who leave to get milk. We are never going to see her again. There is a massive time jump and 18 years pass. Some Chinese festival is taking place and we meet our main character, Lu Shu. He is too broke to buy a caramelized fruit for a girl who seems to be his sister. They both leave to watch a fire show. Lu Shu pushes through the people to get to the front and somehow absorbs some of the fire from the performer. He momentarily teleports to a different dimension and then returns. No one seems to have noticed anything. If you're wondering if he is the baby we saw in the beginning, then yes, he is wearing the same pendant as the baby in the opening scene. Lu Shu can't seem to fathom if the performer is putting on a show or does he have fire-related superpowers. His sister wants to meet the performer so they can learn the skills from him and try making money with that. They sneak backstage and witness a crime scene. The performer is shot down with a tranquilizer. Lu Shu and his sister freak out and get caught. The agents tell him that this show was unauthorized, which is why they are taking the performer for interrogation. Lu Shu doesn't buy his explanation because you don't take down an actor for an unauthorized show. You take down the organizer. He uses the classic, "we were looking for the bathroom" excuse and succeeds. The agents let him go, probably because they don't want any trouble. As soon as they step outside, they meet a mysterious guy named Zai Wei, who asks them what happened backstage. Lu Shu hilariously rejects his handshake and walks by, completely ignoring his existence. Lu Shu analyzes the entire situation and concludes that the fire boy was using superpowers to put up a show, which is why he got taken down. Lu Shu wants to get to the bottom of the situation, but his train of thought is interrupted by the girl we are assuming is his sister, Xiaoyu. Apparently, she ran away from an orphanage and is now living with Lu Shu. The news on TV says that people with superpowers are spawning everywhere. Meanwhile, Lu Shu goes out to get some instant noodles for the spoiled little girl. Lu Shu gets flashbacks to the old days in the orphanage, and Xiaoyu was always there for him. While he is distracted by the memories, he gets run over by the classic truck gun. He bleeds on the road and his mother's lullaby starts playing. His pendant glows up, causing Lu Shu's body to levitate in the air. An electric shock runs through his entire body and Lu Shu wakes up as if nothing happened. He feels no pain and wonders if he has acquired superpowers. Shockingly, Lu Shu is super angry at the truck driver. Although it was his own fault for trying to cross the road at the green signal, the truck driver runs away, terrified of this ghost that returned from the dead. Lu Shu casually walks into the grocery store with his face covered in blood. He returns home, shocking some people on his way too. Strange scores hover above the heads of the people Lu Shu scares with his bloodshot looks. He hands over the noodles to Xiaoyu and goes to a shower. A menu page appears before his eyes as if he's inside a game. He realizes that he can make points by scaring people. He is ecstatic and calls himself a demon legend. He uses all the points he had gathered to spin the wheel and draw rewards. Most of his attempts fail except for 2. He draws an apple that replenishes his energy. He then draws an object that has the same twinkle twinkle lullaby that his mom used to sing. He sings along and again teleports to an entirely different universe. He realizes he has really hit the jackpot. Later that that night, they find out someone started a fire in the center of the city. Lu Shu leaves the home following his instructions and runs into some men in black. He is terrified because now that he's acquired superpowers too, he knows he is on their radar as well. Lu Shu remembers their faces as the same ones from the show that day. He tries to escape but is a bit late and gets caught. Fortunately, he is smart as hell and knows how to put on a dumb face. Although his excuse for being on the rooftop at midnight sounds stupid, it works just like the last time. The agents take him for just another ordinary guy and let him get away. Once home, Lu Shu wonders why his instincts led him to the rooftop where those guys were. It is as if he can feel them. He is about to reveal everything to Xiaoyu when someone falls face first from their roof straight down into the yard. Lu Shu goes to check up on him and Xiaoyu follows along. He is none other than the fire boy from the show. Lu Shu connects the dots and concludes he was trying to escape the agents, so he put on a fire in the city for distraction and escaped. The agents were on the rooftops looking for him. Xiaoyu wants to save him, but Lu Shu says they don't have enough money for it. This angers the unconscious fire boy, which only benefits Lu Shu as his points increase. He wakes up and asks for water. Lu Shu picks up snow from the ground and tells the fire boy to use it as water. Lu Shu pushes the fire boy into the ground whenever he tries to get up. He is clearly getting obsessed with making points. The fire boy reaches his limits and grabs Lu Shu's arm to burn it off. However, Lu Shu's ability nullifies the fire. The fire boy tries this multiple times and fails, causing Lu Shu's points to increase infinitely. He eventually gives up and apologizes. Lu Shu bids him farewell with an annoying smile. Back home, Xiaoyu asks Lu Shu why his arm has no burn marks. She refuses to believe that he has any superpowers. In his room, Lu Shu wonders why he has no proof of his power. His power is just like a gacha game, where you can buy random items with in-game currency that Lu Shu earns from annoying others. From the scores he had gathered so far, he buys another item that looks like some sort of spiritual energy. He eats it, gets teleported to another universe like usual, and returns with a new ability unlocked. He tests it out and realizes that he can lift his entire bed with just one hand. Lu Shu is determined to earn more points. The next day, we see the damage the fire caused. Meanwhile, Lu Shu sells eggs to make money. Some of his classmates arrive to nag him about having to work to survive. However, Lu Shu has become an expert at annoying others. This is when he sees a girl named Cow, who makes his heart skip a beat. In the classroom, everyone is talking about people with superpowers. Lu Shu learns that there are some ranks for these awakened people, and currently Lu Shu is at rank F. However, he is more than happy with his points-earning technique, so he proceeds to annoy his classmates. Suddenly, they hear the noise that a boy from 7th grade, Li Qi, has unlocked superpowers. He had a fight with a teacher, and now he's on the roof throwing furniture around. He meets the girl Cow again, and he thinks she is hiding her powers. He goes to the roof to find out that Li Qi is threatening everyone to step back, or he will throw the staff member from the roof. Lu Shu doesn't care about saving anyone because he knows he is no superhero. He just thinks about any score-earning technique to take advantage of so many people gathered on the rooftop. He calls out Li Qi and tells him that regardless of the fact that he is a minor, he's still going to end up in jail because he has committed 8 serious crimes. He earns scores from everyone's negative feelings because they are scared Lu Shu might anger Li Qi to actually throw the man over. However, it turns out Lu Shu has already seen through the situation. Li Qi was only bluffing and didn't have the guts to actually do what he was claiming he would. Lu Shu distracted Li Qi while the police rescued the poor staff member. Back in class, Lu Shu is forced to give a blood sample along with everyone else, and he is not sure what purpose it serves. On the way back, he encounters the same guy whose handshake he had rejected in the last episode. He does the same thing again and earns points. When he gets home, he finds out that Xiaoyu is having a high fever. He uses the points he earned to draw the purifying fruit, and the fruit cures Xiaoyu. He annoys her by nagging her about her homework to earn back the point he just lost. The next day in school, we find out that blood samples were taken to identify who the awakened students are. They will be provided a special classroom and a special teacher, who turns out to be the same agent who tranquilized the fire boy. The name of the students are revealed, and everyone is shocked to find out Lu Shu's name is on it. The cowgirl and Lu Shu's bully are also on the list. In the ending scene, we see a supernatural hooded character take down an entire clan in an epic fight. The next episode awakens with the introduction of a new new classmate, Lu Shu, who was also part of the special class. He takes a seat beside Lu Shu. Lu Shu makes him his new victim so he could benefit from the scores. The special class's teacher, Zhe Fei, teaches about unique chemicals. The newcomer turns out to be quite knowledgeable about supernatural phenomena. Zhe Fei explains that the abilities of students can be assessed with the help of a chemical. The darker the chemical, the higher the quality of superpowers. Zhe Fei reveals that there are a total of 6 quality standards. He says he'll reveal tomorrow to which category each student belongs. He also states that with hard work and effort, low-quality ability users can climb up the ranks. Back home, Lu Shu wonders if the quality of his ability will be low because he has eaten a purification fruit. The game reveals that Lu Shu has gotten too many purification fruits, so now they will no longer appear in the draw. Instead, he gets a stinky tofu. He is depressed along with Xiaoyu, who thinks his superpowers aren't good at all. Determined to draw something special, he spins and spins until there is a mysterious black aura, and an object appears in Lu Shu's hand and then seeps into Xiaoyu's consciousness. Just like Lu Shu, she enters into an unknown star plane that looks different from what we saw with Lu Shu. She comes back to her senses and exclaims that she is awakened. Lu Shu hopes his ability will make cash someday and something better than stinky food. He wakes up the next day to go to work and encounters an old man practicing his sword moves. The man gives 1 or 2 deep quotations about swordsmanship and offers Lu Shu the opportunity to learn the skill from him. Lu Shu happily declines. He starts selling the stinky tofu as game rewards him. Many people buy the tofu, doubling Lu Shu's income. Although some people resent its smell, that also helps Lu Shu as their negative feelings increase his score points that he can later use to buy more tofu to sell. He's truly a mastermind. He enjoys the next couple of weeks enjoying his business success. And one day, he enters his star plan again and sees the tree symbol is reacting to the energy outside. He uses the symbol and summons a magical sword and brings it into the real world. Apparently, he has passed the first level and there are a total of 7 stellar levels to pass. Back in school, his classmates are conspiring against the awakened because of the chaos their superpowers can cause. Their paranoia is fueled by the news that the previous night 3 individuals awakened superpowers and used them to rob a central bank. Zhe Fei teaches the students a new method called the union of 2 aspects, with which they can obtain enormous strength with the help of some spiritual stones. Back at home, Lu Shu tries it out, but it is of no use because his stellar plane is too fierce. The next day, the old man tries to recruit Lu Shu again by showing his dazzling swordsmanship, but Lu Shu couldn't be bothered. Lu Shu approaches the talented newcomer, Zhang, for some help in learning the new technique. He is baffled by how much knowledge this guy possesses. Zhang states that it took him only 2 hours to master the technique. The annoying class representative calls Lu Shu for an arm wrestling match, and Lu Shu easily wins not only the match but also extra game points. During the lunch break, Lu Shu finds out from Jiang about the Tianluo Foundation, which is home to a few of the strongest people in the country from a specific land. He wonders if they are setting up a trap for the awakened. That night, Lu Shu senses a strange presence. A couple of people arrive in front of the house of the old swordsman. The Aaron Yeager-looking boy enters the house, and it seems like he is part of the old Tianluo Di Wang organization and wishes to recruit the old man due to his splendid talent. He also says that when the organization succeeds in finding a certain medicinal material, they will first bring it to the old man if he agrees on joining the organization. The old man calmly declines the offer, saying that he is part of a charitable organization that works for humanity, whereas Tianlu are just a bunch of conquerors. At this response, the man leaves with a clear threat. When he leaves, he catches Lu Shu peeping from the window but chooses to ignore it. Lu Shu reveals to Xiaoyu that the man belonged to a very high level of superpowers. After realizing that the old man has relations with some of the really strong men, Lu Shu agrees to train with him. They both surprisingly get along quickly. The next day, everyone finds out that more awakened individuals are ganging up to commit crimes. Lu Shu tries taking quick glimpses at Kao, who has become the popular girl even in the special class due to her high-quality invisibility abilities. Later that day, Lu Shu finds out that since Xiaoyu's star plane is connected to this, the negative feelings she provokes gives him score points. Lu Shu gets so many points whenever the old man is trying to tutor spoiled Xiaoyu. The old man is only doing this because he really wants to teach sword fighting to Lu Shu. He brings some weights that Lu Shu must wear from now on to start his proper training. Lu Shu questions if one of the magical techniques of the Dao Yuan class can directly increase strength, then how come he has to train this much? The old man states that the person who created these techniques is known as Shi Zhui Zhen. He is an expert in the knowledge of superpowers, while Lu Shu zones out wondering about the identity of Jin. The old man states that when it comes to learning swordsmanship, he can't look for quick shortcuts. He commands Lu Shu to put on the lightest weight of 300 kilos. Lu Shu tosses the weights in the air, commenting that these are too lightweight. In response to the shocked expression on the old man's face, Lu Shu reveals that he has already awakened. The old man thinks for a while and then grabs a paper from the table. He uses his superpowers on paper to turn it into something sharper than a sword. The energy from this paper cuts down an entire wall. The lesson the old man was trying to teach was that there is nothing absolute in the world, and everything can be broken down. He also advises Lu Shu that it is better to master one skill than to simply know 10. He then asks Lu Shu to do the same air attack on his own using all his might. Lu Shu musters up all his strength but fails multiple times. The old man corrects his posture and tells him to know all of his weapons or that there is no use having superpowers at all. Lu Shu takes off his shirt and gets serious. He trains until he gets it right. He remarks that there are many movements while using swords and you have to get one right. At the end of the training day, the old man asks Lu Shu about his opinion on whom he considers to be the most powerful. Lu Shu states that it is one who ignores the rules. The old man doesn't seem satisfied with the answer. He takes a promise from Lu Shu that if he ever gains enormous strength, he will take responsibility for it and use it for the greater good. Lu Shu refuses and states that his only responsibility is to survive and look after Xiaoyu. The old man tells him that he can perform both of these tasks and still help others, but it seems Lu Shu doesn't want any more responsibilities than what he has. The old man tells him to think again. However, we get an insight into the personality of Lu Shu. Despite all the hardships in his childhood, he has never been unhappy. He just doesn't want more responsibilities. At this response, the old man agrees to train Lu Shu on one condition, to which Lu Shu agrees. While the old man, aunt, and Xiaoyu are spending time together, a mysterious man arrives. He is the same powerful guy that the old man had mentioned to Lu Shu during the training. Xiaoyu says something dumb that annoys the uninvited guest. Lu Shu notices that his score has increased. He starts running home as soon as he recognizes the name. It doesn't take him long to get there. He introduces himself to Jin, who comments that he likes Lu Shu's character and asks the old man if he has taken him as a disciple. He comments that Lu Shu is too weak to be his disciple. Jin then calmly and politely tells the old man to keep his charitable association out of his way as he wants to recover old ruins. He also reminds him of Tianluo's offer for him to join the organization before leaving. The old man tells Lu Shu that although Jin appears to be intimidating, inside the Tianluo organization he is just a common man despite him having a B-level rank. He also tells Lu Shu that he plans on keeping their training secret. He also tells Lu Shu to check his power level again and hands him the chemical needed. Lu Shu runs the test and finds out that his power level color is not in the instruction list. All Lu Shu knows is that it represents his star plane color. He tells the old man he is still on a low level and tries to discard the test results. At night, he passes the second stellar level and unlocks Ultra Defense, whereas Xiaoyu passes the first stellar level. Although her star plane almost takes over her, it is revealed that she can summon dead animals with her superpowers. They experiment on a pig and it succeeds. Lu Shu summons his sword and uses it on the pig. While they are enjoying dinner, the three bandits start wreaking havoc again, and Lu Shu and Xiaoyu leave the house to inspect the matter. What are Lu Shu's real powers? Why did Lu Shu hide his power test from the old man? And why is his color not in the instruction manual? We will find out the answers in the next couple of episodes.